Welcome to Midnight Alpha. Today, we get an early preview at not only the introductory part of the Midnight campaign, but also the first zone, the revamped Eversong Woods. So because I am all about World of Warcraft lore, I will be going through to see all of the new lore and story in the expansion, which means I will be reading all of the quests and very occasionally talking about lore you need to know to understand exactly what's going on in the story. Now, if you've watched any of my alpha videos before, you know that they are not typically reaction videos. I usually stream my reactions to alpha content on Twitch first and then record videos. However, this is my first time playing through this. I am actually going in completely blind to the Midnight campaign, so this will be a reaction video. Now, without further ado, let's jump right in to the Midnight campaign. Turalyon and Lor'themar?
I answer to the light.
xal'atath and her devouring host have attacked the Sunwell on the Isle of quel'thalas. The light has called to you for help.
Fight well.
I'm glad you came. We need your help urgently.
xal'atath.
You have been chosen. xal'atath's void army has descended upon the Sunwell. We've put our faith in the light, and in turn the light has called upon the greatest champions of Azeroth. Answer this summons and stand against the devouring host. The fate of quel'thalas and the world rests in your hands. Even with reinforcements, we cannot hold back the devouring host for long. Make haste. Please summon me to the Isle of quel'thalas.
Aran.
Evacuating the civilians must take priority. No, we need to focus on launching a counterattack.
Anaria Shala.
I called upon the light, and you've answered my prayers. Truly, its radiance has guided you here.
Fight well.
The light has called you. Our hope rests in the champions of Azeroth and the vanguard of the light.
Aran.
Your arrival has reignited hope. We've pushed xal'atath's forces away from the Sunwell, yet they still infest the Isle of quel'thalas, appear to be massing for another attack as they prey upon the Sin'dorei. We must join up with the vanguard of light. We prayed for a miracle. The vanguard of light answered the call. The battle yet rages on. Grace and Shadowbreaker. The Lamplighters are here? Oh, the Sunwalker Chieftain. So this is like literally everybody from the Paladin class order hall and then some. The High Prelate? Brother Samuel? Wow, so it really is like every paladin ever. Our forces are scattered. The devouring host will overwhelm us.
My faith is my shield.
xal'atath has underestimated the resolve of the vanguard of the light and the Sin'dorei. We will not fall today, but win a decisive victory against the void.
Walk in the light.
This is chaos. We must not falter or waste this miraculous event.
Remain vigilant.
Lor'themar has formed a rally point at the Light's Spire, while the civilians there are evacuated to Silvermoon. But the forces of the Vanguard of Light are scattered throughout the battlefield. We need to fight as one to defeat this host. Together, we can defeat xal'atath and save the Sunwell. Rally Farron, Lothar, Lotharaxian, and Nalatz's Bell? What a combination of people to have showed up at this. Lotharaxian? I really didn't even expect that we were gonna see that light Dreadlord pop up again. What?
Remain vigilant.
Light guide us.
We've stopped the devouring host's initial attack. This battle will not be won if we go on the defensive. not even to safeguard the innocence of quel'thalas. Focus on culling the Void Front. Without their invading force, the devouring host can't maintain a foothold. We will rally at Sunstrider Rise when ready.
We didn't come this far to falter now.
One moment. I have a personal matter. I would like you to find my son, Eritor. He's a member of the Silver Hand, an accomplished paladin. I know he must have been called. His faith is strong. The Light would want him here, fighting against xal'atath.
Dionys Arca.
Find Eritor. I will rally the vanguard and prepare an assault. Some must remain to guard the Sunwell. If it falls, all is lost. And Shauna's here! My beautiful Shatrath Aldor leader? What the heck? So every priest too. Talia? Yadric the Pure? I haven't seen this guy since Wrath of the Lich King. When he was in, never mind, he's dead. When he was in the 5-man dungeon.
Peace, friend.
I was overcome, not by the void, but by the light itself. I couldn't see and unleashed a power. It felt like a fire. When I came to, they were all destroyed. My apologies. The feeling is past. We need to do what we can to aid the people of Silvermoon. What happened to you?
For justice.
Okay, I didn't think anything would play. Your father sent me to find you.
Do not.
Let's find the rest of the Vanguard. The High Exarchates to be disappointed. xal'atath. If only I'd found a way to destroy that accursed blade. Actually, that's true, because when you do the Legion Artifact Acquisition question for xal'atath, for the xal'atath blade, it's Val who accompanies you during it. Good to see you. The light burns brighter among all this darkness and void, doesn't it? I always feel the pain of it on my undead skin. The devouring host is more susceptible to its wrath than I am. Let your inner fires burn bright, my brethren. We are called to assault the void. Fiona? Dallas Moonfang? Kalia's here?
Light's blessing upon you.
Our defense against the void cannot come at the expense of the innocent. War descends unbidden upon this city, as it once did on Lor'themar. I was unable to save my people, but I will not let these children perish.
Honor the
I see the light has called not just its followers, but the champions of Azeroth. I thought myself surrounded and outnumbered. With you here, we may press the attack. The Exarch calls us to glory or death. So Chiron, Alora, Hadwin, one of the Void Elves. The light will shield the land of my ancestors.
What can I do?
We are a light in the darkness.
By the sacred flame, we were almost overwhelmed by this devouring host. I was able to hold back the tide of darkness so that Anduin could heal the injured. I'm glad to see that others were called to the defense of this sacred place. What can I do to help? Oh, that's so cool that we get, like, she gets to see the Arathi Highlands stuff, and now she gets to see quel'thalas.
Be strong, my friend.
Go join the Vanguard, Farron. I'll escort everyone to the Sunwell. Thank you. With this force, we can protect the survivors and escort them to the boats.
We find strength.
Excellent work. Their numbers dwindle as ours grow. The light truly has brought hope to this battlefield.
We fight for home.
You found him? Thank the light. We can't afford distractions. I need Eretor here with the assembled forces, fully focused on the assault against xal'atath.
Dionys Arca.
Maladash, Malanor.
Thoralion is thinking like a battlefield captain and not like a leader. My people, the Sindori, have suffered much in these past few wars. How many must die in the name of his victory? Please, rescue any citizens you can and help guide them safely to the boats at the Silver Landing. Every life saved is a victory for the Blood Elves.
We are a nation on the rise.
Vanguard of the Light! We make our stand at the gate. For Azeroth! For the light! Eretor, wait! I must escort these civilians to the docks and get them to safety. There are still many unaccounted for. We cannot abandon them to the void. Of course, Lor'themar. We'll do everything in our power to safeguard them. Surely the High Exarch can spare us for a moment to save some lives.
I proudly serve as Regent Lord. What I do
We must rescue the civilians and get them to the ships. Yet the path to the docks is barred by a vile, hungering creature. If we are to save my people, then we need to clear an evacuation path. We cannot leave them to fend for themselves. A writhing mass of slime growing larger with each life it devours does not feed to survive. It feeds to become. Come on, let's clear a path for the survivors. I want to jump in here while editing because I had a bit of a thought that I really want to say. I really appreciate how hard Lor'themar pushes to save the civilians. Not just because the Blood Elves have lost so much over the past few years, between Arthas killing so many of them in the destruction of Silvermoon City, and then quel'thas's betrayal, but because of things that Lor'themar has personally done. And I'm going to bring this up a lot because I just reread Lor'themar's short leader story, In the Shadow of the Sun. And we know that he exiled the High Elves because there were political tensions between them and the Blood Elves over how to deal with their addiction in the wake of the destruction of the Sunwell. And if you read the short leader story, you realize how heavily that decision weighs on Lor'themar, that he exiled the High Elves, because he never wanted to leave his people out to die, but the mounting tensions between their two people were too much. And I feel like you can almost tell in this quest line with how hard he pushes to save the civilians, that those decisions he made to exile not only the High Elves, but technically also the Void Elves, weigh really heavily on him. That now, no matter what, he refuses to leave people behind. And I don't think that's just because so many of their people have been lost in conflicts. I really do think that is because of Lor'themar's personal struggles to an extent, and the guilt that he carries. That's all. Moira's here too. Sister Goldskimmer? Oh, from Undermine?
Yes.
The rebuilding continues. Aldiel Shalan.
Citizens have boarded the ships. They will soon reach the safety of Silvermoon.
The light of the summer.
Thank you. These rescue missions are rarely as straightforward as they seem. There's always one more threat that appears that you didn't account for.
We find strength in the
No!
Horde.
xal'atath's host has opened portals above the strait. Void creatures spill out and descend upon the refugee ships. We have to safeguard the civilians. See, this was all giving me flashbacks to that scene in Blood of the Highborn where Gal-El secures ships for all of the High Elf kids. I think to go from Silvermoon to quel'thalas, so in the opposite direction, basically, fleeing toward the safety of the Sunwell. and out over open water, the ships get attacked by the Scourge. And Gal-El can hear, like, the kids screaming as the ships sink. And I had such a sinking feeling going through this that there was going to be a parallel to that moment where Lor'themar is like, okay, we're getting refugees on ships. Like, don't you remember what happened before? Okay. Those Dragonhawks have been empowered by the light. They should give you enough power to defeat the Void Beasts and rescue the fleeing civilians. If we don't protect those ships, we'll have sent the people aboard them to die. They've never tried infusing a Dragonhawk with so much power before. I'm sure it'll be fine. The bay is clear. The rest of the ships can sail to safety. Real-time cutscene. The boats escape. Onlookers cheer as the player and Erator make a daring rescue. Civilians plucked from the water hang on as the two heroes fly past on the backs of light Dragonhawks. The ships begin to safely sail away from the island. Erator and the player return to the docks and rejoin the battle.
I greet you on behalf
The ships have crossed the strait and the refugees have made it safely to Silvermoon. Thank you. You've done my people a great service.
What I do for quel'thalas.
The High Exarch commanded us to assemble with his vanguard of light and attack the devouring host. I do not regret my delay of that order, but he will have noticed my absence. We should make haste and assemble with the others.
Do not give up the fight.
Mount up. We must get to the gate before the vanguard attacks. Oh, I like how all of Fiona's peoples are here. Like Terranar, Sunstray, Gidwin, and then Fiona herself is here too. Lor'themar could have handled the evacuation, Erator. You're needed with the vanguard.
Good day to you. May the light guide you.
Champion, I'm glad to hear so many of the Sindori survived. Even though this was contrary to my orders to the vanguard, you were not under my command. You acquitted yourself well. Erator did not.
Walk in the light.
Vanguard of the Light, form a line! Hold this gate!
Light bless you. May your heart be true.
The High Exarch has formed an impressive defensive line. We'll hold the devouring host's current numbers. I can see void pylons beyond the lines. Those will call forth more devouring host and overwhelm the Vanguard of Light. Their power is too dangerous for us to destroy directly. But if we can reactivate the sentinels that fell in the initial assault, they could destroy the pylons for us.
Carry on the crusade.
The devouring host are composed of horrors from the depths of the void, but they are still an army, with soldier and leaders. Amongst that sea of voidwalkers, I notice there are singular creatures. Whether commander or mascot to the host, removing them from the battlefield will help to break their lines.
Steady travels.
Vindicator Boros! My father is eager to vanquish the host, but charging forward won't be enough. We have to take out that pylon. Please forgive my father's tone. We don't always see eye to eye on things, to say the least. High Exarch Turalian is a vaunted battlefield commander, though I think he sometimes forgets how to be anything else. Which is sort of understandable, considering that he has been fighting in the Twisting Nether for about 1,000 years prior to this. The Vanguard has faith in the light, and so do I. But I've also felt it fill me with wrath, and I'm not sure what to think when it does. My mother, Illyria, would know better than anyone how to fight the Void. But I haven't seen her for weeks. I just hope. Let's focus on activating the sentinels. So did she disappear after Koresh? Twilight Saboteur! I mean, I'm not entirely surprised that the Twilight's Hammer is back, considering that they are old god cultists who believe in the end times. It makes a lot of sense that they would pop up with... Oh my god, Felon's in there too! That they would pop up with some of xal'atath's forces and the Void. Real-time cutscene, pylon destruction. The Sentinels activated by the player attack the Void pylon, destroying it. xal'atath responds to this action. I don't know what the rest of that said. For all that creature's might, it was in such pain. When I was overcome by wrath, I lashed out in my pain. Is it the same for the Void as it is for the light? Eretor, you broke formation.
The light welcomes you, champion. You didn't come this far.
With those Void pylons destroyed, the devouring host is weakened. We may have a chance of winning this.
Light guide us.
Going behind our lines was reckless. Was this Eretor's idea? Lately, he's been so headstrong. Sorry, I shouldn't air this family business. I will admit that your actions have aided the Vanguard of Light in this battle.
We fight for home. For family.
I have a mission for you. There's a contingent of Shadow Guard ethereals to the northeast. They appear to be looting the buildings, but that could change in a moment. The Vanguard cannot afford to be flanked as we advance. Take out their leader and decimate their forces while we engage the host. A notorious bandit whose loyalties shift with the promise of profit. I was gonna say, what are the Shadow Guard doing here?
We didn't come this far to falter now.
If they aren't allied with xal'atath.
I am the blade of the light.
The armory here stores legendary weapons and artifacts, blessed with the power of the light due to their proximity to the Sunwell. While we are pinned down by the host, the ethereals are looting these treasures. Secure these holy artifacts. They are our best weapons against the Void. Use them to cut down these invaders if you have the need.
Fight.
We cannot allow these ethereals to pillage our sacred artifacts. On that, we agree. Eretor, hold the line. Seize those weapons. Infinity Blades. Oh! Twin blades wielded by powerful guardians in the service of quel'thalas. They're the legendary weapons that you get during the quel'thalas fight in Tempest Keep. The ones that you loot as like part of one of the phases? That's so neat. Scourgebane? Netherstrand longbow. An ancient bow created in the Netherstorm and imbued with the energy of the twisting nether. Devastation. Its origin is unknown. It was wielded by a guardian of quel'thalas in Tempest Keep. Staff of Disintegration. Crafted by quel'thalas and imbued with power of the Mana Forges in Tempest Keep. So, these were part of the quel'thalas fight, but I don't know that we actually had even these snippets of lore on those weapons. I feel like when you fight quel'thalas, he's just like, I have so many weapons in my arsenal, and you loot them and you use them, and that's about it. Cosmic Infuser. A weapon of Naru origin, claimed and used by the forces of quel'thalas in Tempest Keep. Your precious artifacts now belong to xal'atath? So much to understand based off of the quest text that said he would do anything for who gives him profit, that even though the Shadow Guard weren't allied with xal'atath, and in fact were diametrically opposed to her because they were interested in bringing Demetsius back and she very much was not, that she has recruited these Shadow Guard for her efforts by promising to pay them? She does technically, though, have Salhadar under her control because she kidnapped him, for lack of a better word, during the Maniforge raid. So I guess if the Shadow Guard are still technically loyal to Salhadar and she has Salhadar under her control. Which, speaking of, after turning on xal'atath, the fallen King Salhadar has been made a lab rat for the very Shadow Guard that he once commanded. Tortured, delirious, and overinfused with cosmic void, he awaits his death or a chance to win his people's freedom from xal'atath's grasp. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense then, that now the Shadow Guard are basically under her control. Warp Slicer! Legendary blade wielded by powerful guardians in the service of quel'thalas. So I think maybe with the exception of Scourgebane, because that seems new. Pretty much all of those were from Tempest Keep stuff. Thank the light! You've recovered the artifacts.
Anaria Shala.
Were they just here to loot us? Or did they have some reason to seek out weapons of the light? I'll save that speculation for later. The Vanguard can use these weapons now. With them, we will push this devouring host off quel'thalas. Same difference, right?
Aldiel Shala.
Chronokai Twist.
Excellent work. I knew I could count on you.
Walk in
The time has come. We push these fiends to Sun's Reach Harbor. We drive them back into their accursed void portal and drive them from these sacred shores. For the light! For Azeroth! Vanguard of the Light, with me! Push these invaders back to the void that spawned them.
The army of the light stands
The
ready.
light is with us. xal'atath will be stopped here. Channel the light from the weapons you recovered. Drive this monster back to the void. Real-time cutscene. Behemoth retreat. The Vanguard of the Light and the Champion have beaten back a behemoth. As it retreats, a cheer erupts amongst the paladins and priests of the light. Their celebrations are cut short as one behemoth falls into the sea. Two more arise from void portals. We hear xal'atath taunt the assembled force of defenders. What was once a victory celebration is turned into a rout as the forces of the light are in full retreat to escape the gigantic monsters. That's not good at all. Oh my goodness.
I am the blade.
By the light, we cannot win this battle. Our only hope lies in the Sunwell.
Remain vigilant.
We need to fall back. This is not a battle that we can win. Not like this. But there is still hope. The Sunwell. It brought the Vanguard of the Light here to defend it. It brought you. Fall back to the Sunwell Chamber and defend it for as long as we can. I have faith the Light did not intend for us to lose this day.
Aldiel Shala.
Turalian, we must regroup at the Sunwell before it's too late. Damn it all. Vanguard, fall back! Turalian is rallying the survivors to the Sunwell Chamber. We will beseech the light once more to help us push back the devouring host. The Sunwell brought us salvation before. We must have faith that it will happen again. You are the last of the Vanguard to make it.
Pleasantries can wait.
Thank the light! Everyone from the Vanguard that survived is in the Sunwell Chamber. Now that you are here, we can begin.
Fight well.
Our attempts to fight xal'atath's devouring host have failed. Our only hope is to call upon the light once more, and trust that there was a reason it brought this Vanguard together. You and Eretor need to protect the Sunwell from the devouring host. So few of us left, we cannot spare any more defenders. Our faith in the light will save us.
Sharel around.
Once we start the ritual, xal'atath will send her forces to this entrance to stop us. Can you hold back the forces? Nothing will get past me.
Aldiel Shala.
In-game cinematic, the Sunwell. Eretor, Liandrin, and other paladins chant a prayer in the Sunwell to focus their light. As they channel the light, the Sunwell begins to glow. The pressure builds as they chant until we cut outside to see a massive light beam erupt out of the Sunwell, lancing into the void storm above and holding it at bay. The void has been defeated for now, but Erator expresses worry. The paladins can't maintain this ritual forever. Liadrin tells Erator to have faith, but Erator isn't convinced.
I answer to the light.
May the light bless and protect you. Your defense of the Sunwell Chamber made this miracle possible. We've not beaten xal'atath, but we forestalled the invasion of her devouring host. We now have the time to catch our breath and discover what we must do to defeat her.
Shorel Aran.
The beauty of Eversong endures.
It would be an understatement to say things between Silvermoon and the Alliance are often tense and uneasy. I thank you for setting aside any prejudices you might have had and lent your strength to the defense of Silvermoon and the Sunwell. We have xal'atath's forces held for now, but this is far from over. I would include you in our next steps. Meet me at the Sanctum of Light. That's cool, the little bit of faction acknowledgement.
We are a nation on the rise.
Oh, this is stunning. The Vanguard of the Light will need quarters and supplies. I will consider it after I've consulted with the others. You are not needed. That isn't your decision to make. Oh, it's so interesting. Haldron's neutral.
What would you ask of me?
Rose stares at you with disdain. Deeply unfriendly. Umbrick.
I am the blade of the light. Remain vigilant.
I'm glad you've arrived. Let's begin. Oh my goodness.
The light of the Sunwell be with you. Aldiel Shalah.
Okay, I think because that seems like a good place to end the first storyline, I'm going to hold off there. But I am definitely getting very immediately into the second storyline because I need to know what happens so badly. That really throws you in like immediately after the cinematic, and that is such a cool way to set the tone. There's a lot to unpack here. I think I really want to go back and do a little bit more of a dive into all of the priest and paladin NPCs that are present in the first part of the campaign, because I feel like there's so many names that I don't recognize that are pre-existing NPCs that we've seen elsewhere, like all of the Sunwalkers or like Class Order Hall NPCs, both priests and paladins. But thank you so much for joining me for this early exclusive look at the first storyline in the Midnight campaign. I can't believe we're actually here. I am so excited to do more. I can't wait to get into the rest of this zone and the whole entire expansion. So thank you for joining me, and I really hope to see you for the second storyline. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Leroy Jenkins? Who did this? I can't believe there's a bridge! Ah! I can fly! Lor'themar? Why? What does that mean? Is that really Erator? He's so handsome. Now is not the time or place. Lord?